been acting up to the main show since day one, but luckily for you, no one's rumbled us just yet. Right, OK, make sure that you stay switched on. If you want to know more about this.
I went to the doctor. I said, doctor, hurts when I do that. He said, don't do it then.
That was actually quite good. You could discover what happens next.
I think she's reckless and she's pretty ruthless and she just doesn't care.
Who's she talking about, though? And prepare yourselves for a little bit of this. What have they just seen? What is it? Has a boy just dropped his underpants? Who knows? Before all of that, let's meet tonight's panel. Now, this lady, she may have come fifth on the X Factor, but tonight she has come first on our panel. It is the amazing Ruth Lorenzo! Next up, a lady who got so drunk at her recent 21st birthday bash that she puked everywhere. Fingers crossed there's not going to be a repeat performance this evening in this studio. It's Big Brother 13's Caroline! And finally, my last guest used to be a right donkey. In the musical Shrek, can we get a whoop whoop for Richard Blackwell?
I was a cool donkey. You say wagwan.
Richard, you have got a lot of fans in the audience this evening.
I'm very blessed. I'm very lucky.
That is what you call a 5-star panel. But you lot, you're always after more A-list talent, aren't you? So our VT team are out on a red carpet somewhere in London, in central London, finding out what Hollywood's biggest hitters are thinking about this year's Big Brother. So, guys, are you there?
How do we know when we're live?
Hello? Exactly. Hello? We'll try and catch up with them in a little while, hopefully. Now, before we get started, we have got Ruth Lorenzo with us. And I'm going to be a bit of a crazy fan because I loved you on X Factor. And I genuinely... Thank you, I know we're meant to be talking about Big Brother, but I genuinely wanted you to win. So can you fill me in on what has been happening with you since we last saw you on X Factor and now?
Well, X Factor was like the biggest journey of my life, and it's given me loads of opportunities. I've been writing, learning, singing, performing all over Europe, which has been brilliant, and I've just released my first single. It came out on Sunday. It's called The Night, so all of you go into iTunes and buy it.
And do you know what? Listen to it. I'm so excited because we've got a little clip of your video. Do you mind if we play it?
Go ahead.
Okay, here we go. For you.
It's incredible to see it happening at last, and yeah, I'm really excited.
Okay, let's clap one more time for Luke. I need to stop being a crazy stalker fan now and talk about Big Brother because that is what we're here to do. Let's talk about the show that we just watched. It appears that the Secrets and Lies theme, it's really taken over their brains. That's what we like. Richard, is this the most ever that Big Brother has messed with housemates' heads in, like, every series?
As you said, yes.
Yes.
Right? No, yes, I think it is. You know what? For me, watching the show, and it sounds really bad to say this, but just the fact that they have no meat to eat. Like people, like vegetarians out there, like you're feeling really happy right now. But for people to eat meat, just to have cucumber and bread, and that's your food for the whole day, and celery, right? No, I take a liberties. Lentils. You're like, if I was on that show, I would tear down the whole building. Like if I don't eat, most eaters, when it's time to eat, if you don't eat meat, there's going to be a problem. That's what I'm saying.
And there's a really big problem.
Yeah, it is. It's serious.
There?
You get headaches and everything. Like it's not just like you start.
It's like take caffeine out of your diet, out of your diary, out of your diet. It does weird things. You just said the toilet's going to be terrible in there.
Must be terrible.
Oh, wow, okay.
I thought they'd be. Let's not have that conversation. But I thought they'd be more bunged up.
I think you're fine with salad. They will go quite easily.
There's not one that keeps going away farting, isn't there?
Oh, poor Daly.
Oh, the boxer, but
Anyway,
his system is good
let's talk about
though.
the inner workings of Daly's body, and let's talk about secrets and lies. What are you making to secrets and lies?
Oh, I love it.
I don't know who to go to.
It's amazing. It's like an all retro, back to old school, but with a really evil Big Brother twist. The only thing that's missing is the chickens. Hashtag get the chickens back.
I know, but we do have the vegetable patch.
Which is
we have
brilliant.
herbs in the garden,
It's brilliant.
potatoes, and
Yeah, no, they're loving it, but it's really wicked, and I love the part like Michael's back as a real mole. For once in all those years, we've got a real mole.
it's not just Maddie over Mole, who was an actual housemate. We have a real actor in the
It's
house.
fantastic, but it just needs a few more little twists, I think. Well, I think it's going to come out in the next 2 days.
Gracie, I've got to hear what you've got to say, because I haven't seen you since January. Come on, say something then.
No, I think I want to reiterate with what this young fine lady saying, right? That there needs to be more twist in the house.
Mess with them.
Mess with their heads.
Or get something what's in their suitcase and put something there.
They haven't got any suitcases.
Their clothes items and they see it somewhere in the room.
Shred it.
No.
Do you see how evil these people are? It's so evil.
And the thing is, they're loose in the community. This is the thing.
Ruth, we saw Sally saying this evening that it's really obvious, the twist, that Michael is an actor. Is it that obvious?
Well, I have to say, this is like watching the Hunger Games. It's amazing. And I don't think it's that obvious, but obviously everyone is so paranoid of what's going on and who's who and who's doing what. You know, I think Sally also, she's so outspoken and too loud for my liking, but I don't know, it's just, I wouldn't want to be in there. I think I'd go crazy.
Caroline, you've been in there.
Yeah.
Don't we just know it? How much would that situation have messed with your head?
Yeah, it would have been pretty crazy. But then again, they all know it's called Secrets and Lies, so they're all kind of expecting something.
I think that's
It's meant to be Secret and Lies.
They all knew that it was Secrets and Lies before they went in there, so they're totally paranoid before they're even in the house.
And we were paranoid and we didn't have that title, so they must be triple as paranoid.
Yes.
Crazy.
Yes. Yes. Sally still thinks that Michael's an actor.
Here's the thing.
Would you think he was if you were in there?
I would think he was up to something. Only because of the fact that he's always outside of being called to the Big Brother, the diary room, he's always going in there. So naturally, because he's already alienated from the group, and I don't think they've helped him, but because he's alienated and he's always going in there, naturally you would suspect him more. Just naturally. But I don't think they've helped him either. But I do think that Sally's a bit harsh. I think that, don't get me wrong, I understand when people say, I'm keeping it real and blah, blah, blah. I keep it real, but sometimes there's a saying, if you ain't got nothing good to say, don't say nothing at all. And I'm saying this from a very neutral place, no disrespect to Sally, because I don't know you, but I'm just saying that sometimes I think the people in the house don't realise that they're still being watched. And I think if they were mindful, and me and you were speaking about this, right? If they were more mindful of that, they might go, do you know what, I'm going to shut up right now. That's what I'm saying.
Caroline, sometimes you should have thought about that and shut up.
We discussed that.
So do you agree with Richard on that?
Well, yeah, I mean, for a month I did keep my mouth shut and I was really popular and then I started talking.
And very quickly, what is going to happen to the house when they find out that Michael is an actor?
What they should do, actually, call Dan into the diary room, tell him Michael is a mole, but say to Dan, would you like to be the mole next week?
Well, what you need to do is copyright that now.
Yes! Guys, thank you very much. We're running out of time. That is your lot for now, but later on we'll be getting stuck into who you think is going to get the chop tomorrow evening in our first live eviction. Still to come. The chop. Coming up, we've got former gladiator turned life coach Diane Udale. She's going to be telling us her latest thoughts on our latest housemates. But remember, tomorrow sees 2 become 1, as the Spice Girls once said. And you get to choose who gets the boot. Gina or Sally, who goes? You decide. This week, Gina and Sally face the public vote. Who goes? You decide. To evict Gina from a landline, call 090 2050 5806 or from a mobile 650 5806. To evict Sally from a landline, call 090 2050 5811 or from a mobile 650 5811. Mobile and BT landline votes cost 35p. Other landlines may vary. Voting closes in Friday's eviction show. Votes cast after the lines close won't count. For full terms, go to channel5.com/BBVote. I have to read one of these. It's in here. Okay. I think Emma needs to stop sneaking off to present the main show. We really thought we were her number 1. We are feeling a bit neglected and we need a hug. Right. Okay, look. Don't tell the main show, right? But you guys, all of you and you lot, right, you're my number 1. With the VT team in central London to see what Hollywood A-listers think of Big Brother. We didn't manage to grab anybody at the time because they didn't know what they were doing. But let's see if they've managed to nab anybody now. Guys, have you got any talent for me?
So I don't know where everyone is.
Superman premiere was last week. We've missed it.
No way.
Yeah, it is.
Right, well, we're just going to have to grab anyone. Just grab anyone. Come on, we'll just find someone.
Anyone?
We just need anyone to speak on camera.
Who?
Just find someone.
So, slight problem, possibly. We haven't got any A-list talent in central London, but we do have an A-list exclusive. Would you like it?
Oh, yeah! My feet filthy.
No, but I think last night it's like the cogs were turning in my head, and I've sort of realised now what this whole secrets and lies and the game's about.
Yeah.
You know, this is about everyone's personal journey.
Absolutely.
Because if you look at all your bad character traits and the things that you've had to go through this week...
They've brought all mine out, do you know? I thought, I'm the happy-go-lucky guy, I'm going to go in and have some fun, be cheeky, you know, cruise through the process. No. They went, no, Michael, you're not going to do that. We're going to make you suffer.
He's good, isn't he? Michael's good. Someone else that's good, joining me now, is every 30-something male's favourite former gladiator. It's psychotherapist and life coach, Diane Udale. I'm so pleased to be sat here again with you.
Me too.
It's nice. OK, so they've been in for a week.
Yes.
What have you noticed for the first 7 days?
It's just such a feast. I mean, a weekend, and there is so much to go on. I mean, it's like...
They're brilliant characters, aren't they?
All of them.
They all have something.
We've seen 3 or 4 menus of the day in our face, and they are playing out. But we've got some smorgasbord, some tasters going on in the background, if you notice. And that shows so much excitement still to come. It's a brilliant, brilliant mix of people.
So who has caught your eye in particular?
So far, Daly.
Why?
Yeah, it's because, as a psychotherapist, I'm kind of not afraid to create a space where people can go there with parts of themselves that they're not happy with. And he went up into the treehouse and he just went blah. He spoke about the bit of him that's a one-man person. His sport is a one-man person. It's one-on-one, usually him with his trainer for the majority, except when he's fighting. He's a proven winner. But his real Achilles heel is the group scenario. He's not won in a group scenario yet. His background means that he may have had complex groups to be part of and never felt comfortable with it. So this really is for him a really big, deep thing. And he says, you know, he finds it hard to put words to.
Why does he talk to himself? I always start getting suspicious when housemates talk to themselves.
Well, he's not really. He's aware he's got however many cameras around him, sort of 24/7. So there is kind of like a voice by, you know, people go on radio and they offload or on TV.
Right.
So there's kind of a psychotherapeutic value in that. I don't know if he talks to himself on his own, but he's certainly doing it for us, which is just, you know, brilliant.
As he said, as I think we saw him say in the diary room, that's kind of his therapy, the
Yes.
treehouse and chatting to himself. Okay,
Yeah.
let's take a look at Daly.
The reasons I'm doing this to learn to socialise, which I'm finding hard at the moment, because I'm kind of like a one-man person. I don't really like to be around too many people. And I don't know, there's so many things that just run so deep that I can't. It's just so many things.
I've got to say, that is not what I expected to see from him.
Well, he's telling us it runs so deep. He says it twice. It runs so deep. He's trying to find the words, but the tears get there first because emotions often act faster than when we can find words for. It's interesting because he wants to kind of be free and open up. If he can do that as well as he's farting at the moment, then he's going to conquer that in the whole of the series.
There seems to be a lot going on underneath the surface of him,
Absolutely,
isn't there?
it's bubbling up.
But we did see him play a prank on Hazel tonight when he hid underneath the bed. Is this a sign that he's starting to open up, possibly?
I think so. She's an easy target as well. He knows that she's not going to kind of, you know, firecracker back like some of the others so far. And maybe it's his first baby steps into going, right, I'm part of the group and I want to have fun while I'm here and not just cry and emote about my feelings.
So, of all of them, who would you say is your one to watch?
He, but also Sophie. She, on the first night, she can't help herself. She's got care and nature and love in every pore of her body, that girl. She can't help it, no matter how old she is. Some of us are born nurturers and carers. She immediately said to Gina, I'll top the tail with you, because Gina had no bed. Ever since then, if you watch her, she's always grooming someone, doing someone's feet.
Yeah.
And with Sally Staingate, which
Or she
we've
wants
seen...
to be in the kitchen. No,
Yeah.
leave me in here, let me get on with it. Yeah.
Absolutely. And people will unconsciously really resonate to that. She's not consciously doing it. It's just a role that's emerging for her. It's a very safe, a very powerful role. And it's the group that are dictating it. She's not doing it consciously, because we've got to remember with Sophie, she'll crack if she needs to as well, and she'll bite back. She said that before she went in. I don't think she even knew that this role would emerge for her.
Yeah.
It's just happening.
She's great with the twins as well.
Yeah.
Like when she said, I'll smack your ass, calm down.
I know,
She's
love
really
it.
Good. OK, let's take a look at our two nominees. The newly formed alliance that we are calling Selena. Yeah? Because they're friends now. We've seen them be
very
friends. So before the housemates went into the house, you set them a task.
Yes.
What is it?
Well, basically, sometimes in therapy, some people can't find the words, so we say, so if you were a smell, what would you be? If you were a dish, what would you be? And people can go to all sorts of places and they can unconsciously reveal bits about themselves. And then, of course, it's up to us as analysts to go, maybe it's this or that. But it's quite obvious. We instinctively know when people tell us bits about themselves and say, oh, that's my favourite dish. It often reflects a part of the person. And the two that the girls have done...
Slightly different.
Yes.
Let's start with Sally, then.
Well, Sally's gone for a wine and mushroom risotto. This isn't a...
Is that what that's meant to look like?
Yeah, but it shows that she's creatively really confident, because she's gone bish, bash, bosh, this squiggle, 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 no colours. She's got a creative confidence to her, which I would imagine as a performer she's quite good at what she's doing. She'll be strong on stage. She's also got lots of substance. It's very comforty. It's very grounded with the mushrooms, but that acid edge of wine, she's got to have wine in it. It certainly is.
The sharp tongue.
What she says she is what we're getting.
OK. And a slightly different picture from Gina.
That is Candy Floss. And what interests me most about it is she's put the colour to it, which is great, but she also wrote 99% sugar, 1% dye. Now, if you think about what Gina's allowed to present herself going from this first second into the house, is this veneer of label, of opulence, of it wanting to be and look perfect and sweet and quite sort of gliding through. Now, if she does go, which she did with Sally, she doesn't know how far she can actually stop herself, which is what we saw. It all went off very quickly. They've now got a great alliance because they know the shape of each other. Gina's happy behind this kind of sugary fascia of wanting to look kind of very grace and lots of poise. What we've got to ask ourselves is the substance beneath Gina. We've all got substance, like we've seen with Daly. Some people can find words for it or tears very easily. Some people can't, and they're safe behind that, so you can deflect with the laughter or stand on your heels, turn and walk away from situations. What we've got to ask ourselves is how much more we want to know about the substance.
I think we want to know lots about both of them, which is such a shame because one of them's going to go.
Always
Diane,
happens.
thank you so much.
Thank
Diane
you.
Newdale, everybody. Now, this year's housemates really are a funny bunch. Honestly, they really are. Have a look at this.
What do you get if you put a cow in a tumble dryer? Milkshake. That's the only one I know since Christmas 2001.
I have some bad news. Do you know Adele, the singer? She'd had a terrible car crash. Apparently she was rolling in the Jeep.
I went to the doctor. I said, Doctor, hurts when I do that. He said, don't do it then.
Mr. and Mrs. Blobby were in the bedroom. Mr. Blobby, blub, 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 blub. Mr. Blobby, oh, just fucking swallow it.
I went to the doctor. I said, Doctor, I've got a golf ball stuck up my backside. He said, bend over, let's have a look. So I did. He said, blimey, that's up a fairway.
It's about oral sex.
Does anybody have any ideas? Jokes are really not my forte.
What, Sticky and Brown?
Shush.
I went to a pet shop. No, I didn't go, actually. Some old bloke went. Went to a pet shop. He said, here. He said, I want to buy a wasp. The pet shop owner said, we don't sell wasps. He said, well, you had one in the window last week.
A stick?
Yeah.
It's Sticky and Brown. Oh, Sticky and Brown. You just...
What is a sheep's favourite sport? Basketball.
Bear walks into a bar and says, I want a pint of Guinness, please. And the bartender goes, what's with the big paws?
So, what is Sticky and Brown? A twig. Is it a twig?
How much does a Cockney pay for shampoo? Pound 10. Pound 10? Pound 10? Cockney accent? Okay, don't show that.
Welcome back to Big Brother's Bit on the Side. Just like Daly, we have been knocking out the main show every night of the week with a punch. I'm not very good at punching. OK, tomorrow sees the first eviction of the series, and it's going to be an absolute corker, I would imagine. But who is heading for the chop? Tattoo Queen Sally or Rich Girl Gina? To help me find out, I've decided to invite two people who know them extremely well. So please welcome Gina's boyfriend, Ed, and Sally's friend, Zen. Welcome to Get on the Side. OK, so Gina and Sally, they don't realise that it's the public that have actually put them up for potential eviction this week. Zen.
Yeah.
Why is Sally there? She's got a pretty big mouth.
She has a very large
And
mouth.
do you think that is the reason for it?
That came out so wrong.
You know, she doesn't hold back.
She doesn't.
She's quite gobby.
She is very, very gobby, that's right. But, yeah, I mean, she's my best friend. At times I want to strangle the girl. But, I mean, she is actually a lovely, lovely person. And I think what we've seen in the house so far is just, like, a tiny, tiny bit of her. And if she was to stay in longer and be more relaxed, then maybe you'd see a different side, a softer side.
But is the tiny bit we've seen of her the kind of harsh, full-on, in-your-face, I'm not messing and I'm going to be honest, and we haven't seen the kind of, the nicer side, if you will, of Sally?
Because Sally can be, like, quite chilled and just down-to-earth and normal. But I think in the house, she's just kind of, I don't know, it's been a bit crazy, and the only way for her to cope with that is just to kind of do this, which is what she does the best, and kind of just say how she feels, and she's quite childlike in that sense.
And she does that?
Yeah, she's like, oh. And then everything's all right when she does this. It's like, oh, it's okay, babe, it's fine.
OK, Ed, in the beginning, the housemates thought that Gina thought she was above everybody else. Why do you think they would get that impression from her?
Do you know what it is? Like, most of Gina's life, you know, everyone's always perceived her in a certain way before getting to know her. they've looked at her lifestyle, what she has, and they've made up their mind on her. You know, most of her life, people's hated her, you know, and they haven't even had a chance to see her. So I see why the people are looking at her like that, because most of her life, people's looked at her like that anyway.
So is she, would you say she's probably quite guarded then? Because if that's always happened to her, she goes into something like this. People, you know, what they know about her, that she's been in newspapers because of her lifestyle and the way she lives. So everybody sees that and they go, well, you know, that's obviously what she is. Her guard's up and it's like, well, that's what they think about me anyway. You know, do you think...
she's got her guard up because she knows from previous how people have treated her and how people have perceived her.
Right.
Gina's a loving girl and she's out of her comfort zone.
Yeah.
You know, she's been put in a house with strangers and people's judging her in 5 days. You know, you can't judge someone.
Well, they're judging her in one day, really.
Well, yeah, in one day, you know, the minute she walked in, they booed her. She expected that. That's why she booed back.
Yeah.
She knew it would happen.
That was quite fun of her, actually.
Yeah.
Is she normally that argumentative?
Gina would always...
Because she certainly has been.
The thing is, Gina would always stick up for herself and she would always speak her mind. But what you see is what you get. You know, she's not one that would go behind someone's back. Like when she had the incident with Jemima.
Yeah.
She would call her out.
Yeah.
You know, she'd say, come to the bedroom. She won't do it in front of anyone because she has class.
Right.
She'd say, come to the bedroom, let me speak to you. She gave her the opportunity to speak. She's one of them people, you know, she will speak her mind. If she feels offended, she will voice her opinion. There's nothing wrong with that.
Sally is another one who voices her opinion and she says it like it is. She doesn't seem to like it, though, when people do it back.
I know, yeah, she can take it, but when it's given back, she doesn't like it.
Which was quite interesting at the end of tonight's show when Michael said, yeah, you will go this week. And she was like, do you think I'm going to go this week? And she didn't like it.
Yeah.
And he said to her, you can give it, but you can't take it when someone says it back to you. And that's something I've actually picked up on because as much as she said this evening, yeah, I can, I was leaving anyway, I'm not walking away from you because of this, that and the other. But when he nominated her to her face, she did not like it and she turned on him instantly.
I think with Sally it's kind of like defense mechanism because she is actually she's quite a vulnerable person deep down. I know everyone thinks, oh, she's just a hard girl, she's got tattoos and she's really gobby, but really deep down she's a really nice, soft person. So I think her way of when someone criticises her, she's like, oh, but like, why did he do that? Kind of thing. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
You're trying to defend your friend.
Yeah, I'm trying to defend my friend. Like, honestly, she is such a nice girl, and I think if she had a chance to kind of just settle in a bit more, she'd be fine. But yeah, I know she kind of...
one of them hasn't got much time left.
I know, it's so sad, isn't it? So
now, Gina gave herself 9 out of 10 for her chances at being out first. Ed, how gutted is she going to be to leave tomorrow, do you
know what? I don't think she'd be gutted because I'm proud of her. Because I'm very proud of her just for walking in the house. You know, you got to understand the change in her life. You know, she's come out of this lifestyle and went into a house where she has to do things for herself. Gina's never done that, you know.
Could this experience change Gina? Could it make her look at the world in a different way?
Of course, she's already started changing. Like, she let Wolfie put on her shoes. She wouldn't let she wouldn't let her family members do that. You know, she washed the glass, you know. She's doing things, no, honestly.
Which we probably would all go, oh, really? But for Gina, that's a step.
This is a big step, and even when I saw it, I was like, oh, my gosh, this is actually changing her. It's a good life skill for her.
You're like, yes, she's going to come out and start cleaning for me.
She's going to come out and do my washing.
OK, Ed, why should the public evict Sally?
The reason why the public should evict Sally is simple fact is that as soon as Sally was evicted and put up for nomination, right, she then became friends with Gina. And I think it's a game plan. Gina's the same. When she was evicted, what you see is what you get, you know. OK, you evict me. You know, I'll say... Sally's playing a game. No offence to you.
OK, and then why should Gina get evicted?
Because I don't want to have to put up with Sally's loud voice when she comes back out.
I think that speaks volumes.
Keep her in so I don't have to put up with her.
Thank you so much for coming on and defending your respective others. Right, I know how much you love a little bit of exclusivity, so just for you, here's another one.
Obviously, Michael's nominated those three.
Yeah.
I still think that there's going to be a twist, and I think he's going to go tomorrow night because he isn't. I still think it. I can't help it.
Really?
And I think because it makes sense because last night's thing, like they say, won't be shown until tonight. So then people can't vote until tonight. So I just reckon there's no.
I was going to say something really bad.
There's going to be no vote this week because there's going to be a twist.
So nobody's going to go?
Because it's a fake. It's a fake.
Nominations.
It's a fake nominations. It's a fake nominations. That's what I think.
Really? But then someone has to go.
Michael will go because he's not.
And what the hell will they explain that one to us?
They'll tell us. They'll tell us.
That he's an actor.
Yeah. I know it sounds crazy, but remember where we are. And I'm not trying to persuade you.
Yeah, no, I know.
But that's what I think.
Can't stop himself, can he, Dan? Cannot stop himself. He's constantly in work mode. Work mode.
He's a good copper.
He is, because he's so... Anyway, we need to carry on. We've got another debate, Gracie. OK, tomorrow night sees the first eviction of the series, and it will be either Gina or Sally who are going to get some packing from the Big Brother compound. But who do you lot think is going to go? Let's ask everybody in here. Hold on! Hold on! For the levels of fairness, we're going to give... oh, it's gone down. That's because you talk too much. 1 minute and 45 seconds of the debate to each of the housemates. When we hear this sound, we move on to the next one. OK, have you got it? Yeah. Good. First up, it's Gina. Let's start that clock. OK, Richard, has Gina done enough to stay?
I think, like her boyfriend said, I think now she's actually trying to step up, and I think it's good. I'm all for people, if they come from privileged backgrounds, to show that they can bond with people that are from the different ilks, if that makes sense, right? Just like working class and blah, blah, because I come from working class, right? Do you know what I mean? And I'm all for coming from nothing to something. So I'd like to see it the other way round. So I hope that she stays in and changes more, personally.
OK. The journey and everything, it's quite, I think it'd be quite a good thing for her. So she's found herself arguing with Sally and Jemima in the first few days. Caroline, was it wise to start fighting that early on?
Obviously not wise, but can't blame her. Jemima is horrendous, and Sally's inherently annoying and so confrontational that it'd be difficult not to get into an argument with her. Unless you're like me and sprint up the opposite direction.
So you guys are the people that put her up. Why is she up?
I know why she's up. She's up because I think she was ungrateful with the diary room. When they said, if you keep on, we're going to throw you out, she went, not bothered. I think she should...
That was on day one or day two, when it's new to you and you're a bit like...
A lot of people want that opportunity.
Yes.
She's in there, she should be a little bit grateful and not say, I'm not bothered whether you throw me out. You can't expect people to save you if you're sitting there saying, I don't care if I leave.
On the flip side, from someone who's come from that background to go to that, I'm not defending, but it is a shock. And she's still there. It is her choice, but she hasn't walked.
No one had
She
her arm up
stayed.
her back.
No, but she has stayed. So she's sticking with it, and she's tried to bear some fire. OK, let's move on to Sally. Start the clock. OK, so we've seen Sally get upset about her hair straighteners and she's got a stained leotard. Ruth, is the pressure of potential eviction tomorrow getting to her?
I think so. I think it is. I think she doesn't want to leave, and now she's realising that she could go. And yeah, I think all the crying because of a straightener, I think, is over the top.
And it doesn't seem like she's that kind of person that would get emotional over
The thing
hair
is,
straighteners.
she should have said, Dan, thank you so much for cycling for half an hour.
Yeah.
You know, instead of like complaining so much.
Richard, she said that she's doing it because she wants to win the money for her and her daughter.
Well,
Do you think that's the pure reason?
Well, no, but here's the thing. If you are doing it, listen, I'm a father, so if you are doing it for your daughter, then behave properly. Like, one of the things for me that I thought was really funny, or great TV, is she turned and said to Gina, you look like a prostitute, and then shocked that Gina attacked her. Right? Like, if you're on the road and you call somebody a prostitute, you will get knocked out. So my thing is like, but I think that she just needs to, and I know her boyfriend's there, and big up to the boyfriend, because he knows what he has, right? But I think that what she needs to do, if she's really doing this for her daughter, just know when to go. It's time for me to just sit down. That's all.
Can she survive?
No, she needs to go.
You've been dying to talk.
Yes, because we've seen her tits and tats, and I think there's nothing else to see.
No, I don't think she will.
Why?
She's always in arguments and stuff.
She is always in arguments.
She's talking herself out the house.
Yeah.
She's,
Yeah.
I mean, unfortunately, SeaWorld on telly.
Yeah.
I'd like her to stay though. I'd like her to stay.
Paul would like us. Okay. Very quickly. Who do you want to go tomorrow?
Sally!
Sally. Don't like Sally. Down the panel. Richard, who's going to go?
I reckon that Sally's going to go.
Caroline?
I want Sally to go.
Sally, okay. So tomorrow night I'm going to be getting my grubby little mitts on either Gina or Sally, but you lot have got in there already. Do you know why? Because you sent your questions in, and this is what we did. We gave them to them, to Big Brother, and Big Brother got them to answer them for you.
Hi.
Hello, Gina. Hello, Sally.
Hi, you all right?
Gina, why do you think you were nominated?
I'm not too sure. I guess Michael didn't enjoy our little date together and probably don't feel a connection. So, probably that's why.
Sally, what will you do to make Michael's life hell if you're here next week?
Oh my God. Haven't you thought about it though?
No, I'm just gonna be myself, and like he feels awkward around me anyway. But he's sly. He's a sly dog. So I don't know what I'll do. I'm sure I'll think of something.
Gina, who do you consider to be the housemate you have the most in common with?
Sally. You knew that was coming. It's really odd, but it's Sally.
And why Sally?
Because we have the most in common, and we're actually really bonding, always together.
Sally, would you give up your beanie hats to stay in the house?
Oh, yes, definitely, 1000%. I'll have to get Wolfie to make me some sort of make me some clothing to go on my head, like a plastic bag thing.
Gina, when you were growing up, what did you want to be when you were older?
I actually wanted to be a singer. I wanted to be like a Britney Spears, but I don't think that's gonna happen.
No.
It's not gonna happen.
Gina, who in the house do you like the most?
I don't know, it's out of Wolfie and Sally. I love Wolfie. I think she's good-natured and she's a free spirit, and I feel like she's extremely genuine and she's got such an amazing heart, and I love talking to her.
And what about Sally?
I like Sally because I think she's reckless and she's pretty ruthless, and she just doesn't care, and she's a bit like me because we both really don't care about a lot of things, and you know, she's not fake, and I think she's herself, and yeah.
Oh, thanks, babe.
If there's nothing else, you're free to return to the house.
Thank you. Bye.
Side. Do you know what? I can see why Jack got annoyed with Joe for telling him what to do. It's like the brotherly relationship we have with the main show, always trying to get involved. They should just F off. I'm going to get in trouble for these links. Come on, I can't keep saying them. Here's today's news. Forget Daly giving Hazel a fright under the bed at 2:31 this morning. Jack was the one bringing the noise in the bedroom.
Who the fuck turned the light on? Was that someone or Big Brother? Must be Big Brother.
Breaking or a really loud fart? I haven't quite figured it out yet. If that didn't tickle you, then nothing else will. At 12:32 this afternoon, Gina gave Wolfie a taste of the high life.
What you were saying about the bag of shit at the Savoy last night, that was so funny. You were like, darling, if you want a bag of shit, they will get you a bag of shit. And I was like, how much do they charge for a kilogram of shit at the Savoy? How much is it there? But it's well expensive, but it's like £80 a day, isn't it?
£80 a night?
Yeah.
At the Savoy?
Yeah.
You think it might be £80 a night?
Yeah, it's well expensive, isn't it?
It's not £80 a night.
Is it cheaper?
You're joking! Please tell me you're joking. £80 a night. Okay, their rooms there start from 3-something or 400. And then they have their junior suites that are probably about 600. And I don't really like the junior suites because they don't have a living room. So
you want a living room at a hotel, babes? I just want a bed.
Obviously, other hotels are available. At 5:35 this evening, during the task, laughter turned to tears when Gina and Sally had to guess who Michael would label the least attractive housemate.
Michael,
Yeah.
who is the least attractive housemate?
That's a horrible question. I'm sorry. That's a horrible question.
I think it's. I should fucking answer it.
This is on the pictures. I'm going to choose Wolfie. On your picture, Wolfie.
I knew he would have done that because you
I look fucking fit on that picture, you arsehole.
Thank you, Michael. You may now replace the paddle.
You guys are mean.
I think he thought that we wouldn't choose.
I'm sorry.
No, we wouldn't because I know the way he thinks. I think most unique.
Wally. I just feel really self-conscious now, and I didn't feel like that. I know, but when you realise that he doesn't matter at all.
Yeah, but you.
I know. Listen, I do.
You're nice to me.
I do know. It still hurts, even if it doesn't matter. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, poor Wolfie. I want to give her a hug as well. That's today's news. OK. I'm hearing that we need to go straight back to Leicester Square, where our team have landed an exclusive chat with a Hollywood superstar.
Right, here I am, live from Leicester Square. It's me, Rory, and I'm here with Russell Crowe. Ah! Right, Russell, who do you think is going to be evicted?
Gina? I think Gina.
There we go, we heard it first from Russell Crowe. So, Gina, Russell thinks Gina.
You're out, Gina.
That wasn't Russell Crowe, was it?
I thought it was.
So they're lying, right?
It's Secrets and Lies.
Of course they are. Right, Ian.
Hi.
What's happening? First eviction tomorrow.
Yeah.
What are the online community saying about who's going to go?
Well, it's a mixed response, as I always have to say. Gina, we've got some for Gina should go. Ads TBH says Gina should be evicted because after the initial drama, she's settled down and become boring, which I don't think is the case, but
I don't think it's the case
there was a
either.
lot of drama on the opening night.
She's probably settled down and gone, oh, jeez Louise.
That was a bit silly.
Let's have a chill pill.
Yeah. And on the same subject, Scott Wood says everything about her is fake, even her posh accent sounds forced, and don't get me started on her fake laugh.
Oh, scathing.
Scathing. Should we go for a couple for Sally to balance it out? Kat's Shab says Sally should go as she seems to be taking over and other housemates' personalities will shine when she leaves. So they're thinking about the show as a whole rather
I mean,
than
the
as
big
individuals.
housemates do generally dominate the airtime, don't they, for a little while?
Well, there's 15, 16 of them.
Yes.
You can't fit them all in. And Shazza says she always shouts over everyone. She's the one that's been there, done that, and worn the T-shirt.
Good point.
Worn the T-shirt with a bit of side boob showing.
Yes, she did. Well, she didn't have a T-shirt on, did she? Oh, yeah, she did have a T-shirt on. Yeah. We just saw side boob.
Yes.
Anyway, what else is happening on the website?
Well, we've got all the fallout from today's task, which you can see on the website. I feel guilty because that was the public that decided who should get which title. So it's the public that made Wolfie cry.
And they think it's Michael's fault, so Michael's getting the blame again.
But is that better or worse? When Wolfie finds out that it's not Michael that said that, it's the public, does that make it better or worse for her?
Oh, my goodness.
It's
But did Michael have to say what the housemates would say? Or did the housemates have to say what they thought Michael would say?
Yeah, it was that way around.
So
they
it
had
wasn't
to match
genuinely
what
what Michael thought. They had to match what everybody
what they
would
thought
think.
Michael would say.
So it makes it
But
complicated anyway.
It's very complicated. I'm confused.
Let's stop talking about it. It's that complicated.
It's
You've got
late.
anything else to plug?
Yeah, we're going to have loads of good eviction stuff tomorrow. We've got an exclusive blog by the presenter of the main show, whoever that is these days. It's always someone different in it. And yeah, join us tomorrow. We'll have all the build-up to the eviction and, yeah, make it an all-day party.
OK, do this with me. Where's the clock tonight? Where's the clock? Secrets and lies, secrets and lies. That's all we have time for tonight. Thanks to all of my guests. Rylan and AJ are going to be back here tomorrow where they'll be grilling our first evictee of the series with the help from former housemates Glyn Wise and Tom O'Connell. Good night.